Hey everybody, it's Shauna of Sjanas Sweet Spot. This is the Harry the Big Dog 100 live stream challenge. And this is video number 79. And we are making a sweet tart dough. This is the second staple that you need for the holidays. You can use these for apple tarts, lemon tarts, key lime pie, anything sweet. This is the dough you're going to use. It's not too sweet, but it's just sweet enough. So let's do it again. We're going to be mixing by hand. And then we'll pack it up again and mark it so it can go in the freezer so I can use it next week for some of my sweet treats. And then, if you want to use it the same day, it has to rest or has to at least go into the refrigerator for like 2 hours just for it to set up, and then you can take it out, roll it out, put it in whatever pan. So let's get this party started. See if you can see. All right, so this time around, I've got my 2 cups of flour, okay? Because I'm doubling the recipe. Because the recipe is just for 1 crust, so I'm going for 2. So got my flour, and then I'm adding some granulated sugar, kosher salt, because again, it just makes the recipe go pop, baking powder. All right, see if I get all that out. And then again, mix it together because you don't want it just sitting on top of each other. You want to mix it in so it's at least evenly distributed. All right. And again, we're going to incorporate our butter by hand. If you have a pastry blender or you prefer not to do it by hand, you can do it that way. But that's why I wear the gloves so I don't lose any product. So if you guys can see that, I'm just going to start mashing that in, incorporating it in together. There we go. So I'm sure everybody's out doing, I know that my church did a scavenger hunt over at Skilcombe Park and some other events. I think they were giving candy out. It's not Halloween, I'm sorry. Harvest festival kind of thing. I know a lot of people are trick-or-treating, and people that are giving out candy either pre-bagged it and put it out or made those fancy chutes. So that's super cool. Hey, Steve. How are you, sir? Are you still in Florida? Again, we want to make sure we go to the bottom to make sure there's no flour sitting there all alone. We want to incorporate everybody into this. So I'm going to do some more because I got big chunks here. One second. All right, there we go. All right. Okay. So you want it to resemble like coarse ground cornmeal. So just get close so I can show you. See that? That's what you're looking for. All right, and then we're gonna add the egg. So I'm adding 2 eggs since I'm doubling the recipe. Okay. Again, they want you to stir it with a fork. Okay. So bring the dough together. You guys see that? See how it's slowly coming together? There we go. Make sure you go down to the bottom so that nobody's forgotten. Get it all together. Get that egg distributed. Okay, so it's kind of like the last one. This is just a shorter dough. But like I said, it's really good for tarts. If you want to make mini things, it's really a hearty recipe. Alright. Savory pies, lard or butter. I use butter. Just because people have different dietary needs and a lot of people don't eat as much lard, but most pie crust that you get in the store, unless it says it, has lard in it. So I mean, lard's been there around for a long time. It's a superhero. It's just that people have different dietary needs now, so they try to do some more with like vegetable oil and stuff like that. So that's where I am with that. I prefer butter just because it just works better for me, and I get, you know, wider variety of people to get it too. Question, Steve. What about you though? Do you use lard instead? I think there was lard and Crisco, so if it was between lard and Crisco, I would probably use Crisco. I think that's what they call vegetarian. So, oh, cool. That's good. At least you're with friends. That's awesome. I remember he worked on the train crew, right? All right, so again, I have enough here for 2 tarts or pies or whatever I want to do. Okay, move this out of the way. There we go. So, once again, get my shape. And then, let's see, break it in half. We'll get another trusty dusty knife. There we go. And cut. There we go. Alrighty. So we're gonna wrap these babies up too, like we did the other one. So, let's see. I need parchment first. Again, I like to round mine off. Why? It's just a thing. You could just leave it in the shape that you cut it, because you're going to end up reshaping it anyway once you thaw it out. And I just keep all the paper. There's nothing wrong with having extra paper. Like that. That's one. And 2. And then we're going to wrap it with plastic like we did the last ones, and then put them away. I'm looking forward to this. Are you talking about the treats that I'm gonna make, Jason? Do they have to be lab certified? Is that the rule? Lab certified. Okay. That's one. Let's see if I can do it better. Cling wrap, I'm telling you, it doesn't like me at all. There we go, there we go. Let's see if I can get this to do better. There we go. All right, that one goes there, and I think it's gonna fit in this because the other one did. Get my trusty dusty marker. And today's date, 10/31/20. Sweet dough. All right. Fit in together like so. There you go. Freezer ready. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Is Father Frank on here? Hey, Father Frank, how are you? I miss you, sir. I miss our conversations. I miss all things circus, really. Didn't think I would, but I do. So yeah, so first thing we did was the regular pie dough that you can use for sweet potato pie, to a quiche, to, you know, whatever you want to use it for. And then we got the sweet. You can use that for key lime pie. You can use it for, I would use it only for like if you're making tarts. So key lime pie, lemon, you know, whatever, peach, if you're making, there's so many things. But the sweet things that you're making, this is going to be the best crust for. It's not super sweet, but it's sweet and it complements pretty much anything you put in it. It's kind of a blank slate, so you can do anything with it. So it's number 2 for the holiday staples that you need in your home, just in case, you know, you can't run out to the store because everybody and their mom's in the store and the line is all the way to the back of the store. Par bake or no? Okay, if I am, yes, but on the day. So like if I'm making a quiche and I'm using the question is, do I par bake or not? So if we're making a quiche or something like that, I'll put it in the pan, but then I'll poke holes in it, not deep holes, but poke holes in it all around so that it doesn't kind of rise up. And then I'll put it in the oven for like 5 minutes just for it to get like a little skin, if you will. It'll start to cook. Then I take it out and then I'll put all the ingredients in and then back into the oven just so that the crust isn't too soggy, because with a quiche you're using the eggs, you got the butter, you got all kinds of stuff going in there, so you don't want it to not cook. So yes, that's what I do. Yeah, so I'll be back in a little bit because I think I'm making cupcakes and just want to go over a few things with you guys because I'm working on some stuff for another day. So that is the sweet dough, number 2. And I'll be back probably in a little bit with something sprinkly. Okay, should we use those ceramic pebbles or to par bake the crust, or is that overkill? You can. So you just put the piece of parchment and then you put the ceramic pebbles in if you want to, and it kind of holds it down. But I only do it for like 5 minutes, so it doesn't really go up. And the poking of the holes, specifically for a quiche, it doesn't really kind of rise up. So if I poke the holes around the side and in the bottom, then it doesn't really rise because there's nothing to, there's air, like air holes. So yeah, but you can just make sure you put a piece of parchment in it because it's pretty hard to get those pebbles out of the dough. So parchment, pebbles, into the oven. You can do that. All right. Okay, guys. I will be back with some more stuff in a little bit. Have a good one.